Nothing says love like a woman keeping her ex's name for the status points. I should have proposed with a LinkedIn request. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I'm sitting at our marble kitchen island watching Vanessa Hart, my fiancée of 8 months, scroll through her phone while her organic quinoa bowl grows cold. The morning sun streams through our floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminating the life we've built together in our coastal California home. Everything looks perfect from the outside. Everything always does with Vanessa. "Ethan," she says without looking up, her manicured fingers dancing across her screen, "I've been thinking about the wedding invitations." I take a sip of my coffee, already sensing trouble. After 3 years together, I've learned to read the subtle shifts in Vanessa's voice. This particular tone usually precedes a decision she's already made but wants to present as a discussion. "What about them?" I ask, setting down my mug. "I want to hyphenate my name. Vanessa Hart-West." The coffee turns bitter in my mouth. "West? As in Logan West? Your ex?" She finally looks up, her green eyes flashing with that familiar mixture of defiance and entitlement. "It's not about Logan. It's about professional recognition. The West name carries weight in this city. My PR firm values that kind of social capital." I lean back in my chair, processing this bombshell. Logan West, the social media entrepreneur who dated Vanessa for 2 years before I came along. The same Logan who still likes every single one of her Instagram posts within minutes of her posting them. The same Logan whose family owns half the waterfront properties in our town. "So, let me get this straight," I say, my voice carefully controlled. "You want to take your ex-boyfriend's name when you marry me?" "You're being dramatic, Ethan. It's just business." Just business. That's Vanessa's answer for everything that makes me uncomfortable. Her late-night work dinners with male colleagues, her weekend trips to conferences where she never answers her phone, her insistence on keeping a separate bank account for independence. "What about my name?" I ask. "Blake is a perfectly respectable name." She wrinkles her nose like she smelled something unpleasant. "Blake doesn't have the same impact. You understand, right? You're an architect. You know about building something impressive." The irony isn't lost on me. I've literally built half the luxury homes in this neighborhood, including the one we're sitting in. But apparently my name doesn't have enough impact. My phone buzzes with a text from Riley, my best friend and former military buddy who now runs a construction company. "Still on for drinks tonight? Need to hear how the wedding planning is going." I glance at Vanessa, who's already back to scrolling through her phone, the conversation apparently over in her mind. "Fine," I tell her. "If that's what you want." She beams at me, the same radiant smile that made me fall for her at a charity gala 3 years ago. "I knew you'd understand. You're so supportive, babe." She kisses my cheek and glides out of the kitchen, leaving behind the scent of her expensive perfume and the wreckage of my morning. I pull out my laptop and open the wedding invitation design I've been working on. Vanessa insisted on handling most of the wedding planning herself, but she delegated the invitations to me, since you're so good with design software. The elegant script currently reads, "Vanessa Hart and Ethan Blake request your presence." I stare at it for a long moment, then make a small change. "Vanessa Hart-West and Ethan Blake request your presence. Groom still considering alternatives? It's petty, sure, but if she wants status games, I can play status games." My phone rings. It's Sam, my junior architect at the firm. "Hey, boss. The Henderson project blueprints are ready for your review. Also, Mrs. Henderson called. She wants to add another bathroom to the master suite." "Of course she does," I mutter. "I'll be in the office in an hour." I close the laptop and grab my keys. As I'm heading out, I hear Vanessa on the phone in her home office. "Chloe, you're going to die when you hear what I just convinced Ethan to agree to." I pause by her door, listening. The Hart-West hyphenation. I know, right? Logan's family name is going to look so good on all the wedding announcements. Ethan was a little weird about it at first, but he came around. He always does. Her laugh is bright and musical, the same laugh that used to make my chest tight with affection. Now it just makes me feel like an idiot. I drive to my office in downtown Monterey Bay, my mind churning. The Blake architecture firm occupies the top floor of a converted warehouse with stunning ocean views. I built this business from nothing after graduating from Berkeley, and it's thriving. We've designed some of the most prestigious homes in the area, but apparently that's not prestigious enough for my fiancé. Sam is waiting in my office with coffee and the Henderson blueprints spread across my drafting table. He's 26, brilliant, and reminds me of myself 10 years ago, hungry, idealistic, and willing to work 18-hour days to prove himself. The Hendersons want to expand the master suite by another 200 square feet, he says, pointing to his proposed modifications. I've drawn up 3 options that maintain the structural integrity while maximizing the ocean view. I study his work, impressed as always by his attention to detail. This is solid work, Sam. Present option 2 to them. Thanks, boss. Hey, is everything okay? You seem a little off today. I consider brushing off his concern, but Sam has become more than just an employee over the past 2 years. He's the little brother I never had. Wedding planning stress, I say finally. Vanessa wants to hyphenate her name with her ex-boyfriend's surname. Sam's eyebrows shoot up. Seriously? That's unusual. That's one word for it. My phone buzzes with a group text from Chloe, Vanessa's maid of honor and professional drama stirrer. OMG Ethan. Vanessa told me about the name thing. So exciting that you're secure enough to let her keep Logan's name. Most guys would be super jealous. You're amazing. The excessive exclamation points feel like tiny daggers. Before I can respond, more texts flood in from the other bridesmaids. So romantic that you're honoring her past relationship. Logan must be so flattered. You're definitely the bigger person here. Each message feels more condescending than the last. I can practically hear the gossip spreading through Vanessa's social circle like wildfire. Problem? Sam asks, noticing my expression. Just the bridesmaids sharing their opinions about my life choices. My phone rings. It's Mrs. Grafton, our 70-year-old neighbor who has appointed herself the unofficial neighborhood watch captain. She knows everything about everyone within a 5-block radius. Ethan, dear, I hope you don't mind me calling. I just saw Vanessa leaving the house with an overnight bag. She looked dressed up, very fancy. I thought you might want to know. I glance at my watch. It's barely noon on a Tuesday. Did she say where she was going? She was on the phone, talking about meeting someone for lunch. She mentioned something about finally making things right, and Logan understanding the situation. I probably shouldn't have listened, but you know how voices carry. My stomach drops. Thanks for letting me know, Mrs. Grafton. Of course, dear. You're such a nice young man. Much better than that Logan character she used to bring around. After I hang up, Sam is watching me with concern. Boss? I need to make a quick trip. Can you handle the Henderson presentation if they call? Absolutely. But Ethan, be careful, okay? Whatever's going on, don't do anything stupid. I appreciate his concern, but I'm not planning to do anything stupid. I'm planning to do something smart. I drive to Vanessa's favorite lunch spot, an upscale bistro overlooking the harbor. Through the window, I spot her immediately. She's at a corner table, and she's not alone. Logan West sits across from her, looking exactly like the entitled trust fund baby he's always been. Perfectly styled brown hair, designer casual clothes that probably cost more than most people's monthly salary, and that smug smile that makes me want to punch something. But it's not his presence that makes my blood boil. It's the way Vanessa is leaning across the table toward him, her hand covering his, her face animated in a way I haven't seen in months. I watch them for 10 minutes, my hands gripping the steering wheel. They're not just having lunch. They're having an intimate conversation, complete with meaningful looks and casual touches. My phone buzzes with a text from Vanessa. Working late tonight. Don't wait up. It's 12:30 p.m. I take a photo of them through the window and drive back to the office, my mind racing. By the time I reach my building, I've made a decision. If Vanessa wants to play games, I'll show her what a real game looks like. The thing about being an architect is that you learn to see structures other people miss. Hidden supports, weak foundations, stress points that will eventually cause everything to collapse. I'm discovering that marriages have a lot in common with buildings. Back at the office, I call Riley and move our drinks up to lunch. We meet at Murphy's, a dive bar near the docks that serves the best fish tacos in town and doesn't judge you for drinking beer at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Riley slides into the booth across from me, his weathered face creased with concern. At 35, he's built like the Marine he used to be, broad shoulders, steady hands, and eyes that miss nothing. After 2 tours in Afghanistan, he came home and started a construction company that now employs half the veterans in our area. You look like hell, he says without preamble. What's going on? I show him the photo of Vanessa and Logan. His expression darkens. How long has this been going on? I don't know. Maybe the whole time. I take a long pull of my beer. She wants to hyphenate her name with his when we get married. Riley whistles low. That's bold, even for her. You never liked Vanessa? I never liked how she treats you, he corrects. There's a difference. She's beautiful, successful, charming as hell when she wants to be. But she's also selfish, manipulative, and she's been playing you from day one. I want to argue with him, but the evidence is literally sitting on my phone screen. So what's the plan? Riley asks. And please tell me it doesn't involve you doing anything that'll get you arrested. I need information first. I need to know exactly what I'm dealing with. Riley nods approvingly. Intelligence gathering. I can respect that. What do you need? Can you still get into places you're not supposed to be? He grins, and for a moment I can see the special forces operator he used to be. My skills may have gotten a little rusty, but they're still functional. What are we talking about? Logan's condo. I need to know if this is just emotional cheating or if it's gone further. Breaking and entering is a felony, brother. I'm not asking you to steal anything. I just need to see what's there. Riley considers this for a moment. What about Vanessa's phone? Might be easier to get information that way. She never leaves it unattended, and she changed her passcode last month. Riley drums his fingers on the table. I might have a solution for that. My nephew Danny is studying computer science at UC Santa Cruz. Kid's a wizard with technology, and he owes me a favor. What kind of favor? The kind where I didn't tell his parents about his spring break trip to Cabo when he was supposed to be studying for midterms. We spend the next hour planning. Riley will contact Danny about the phone situation, and we'll figure out the Logan reconnaissance mission later. For now, I need to play the part of the oblivious fiancé. I get home around 6 to find Vanessa's car in the driveway. She's in the kitchen, wearing a different outfit than she left in this morning, a silk blouse and pencil skirt that I've never seen before. Hey, babe, she says, kissing my cheek. How was your day? Busy. The Hendersons want to expand their master suite again. That's nice. She's not really listening, focused on her phone as usual. How was your day? Get a lot done at the office? Oh, you know how it is. Meetings, client calls, the usual chaos. She doesn't even blink while lying to my face. Any interesting lunch meetings? This gets her attention. She looks up sharply. What do you mean? Just making conversation. You mentioned working late, so I figured you had a busy day. Her shoulders relax. Right. Yes, very busy. I grabbed a quick salad at my desk. The lies are coming so easily that I wonder how long this has been going on. How many late nights, weekend conferences, and work emergencies have been cover stories for Logan. I'm going to shower, she says. Order something for dinner? I'm exhausted. While she's upstairs, I examine the kitchen counter where she dropped her purse. Her phone is sticking out of the side pocket, and for a moment I consider grabbing it. But I hear the shower start, and I know she'll be down in 15 minutes. Instead, I order Thai food and text Riley. Need that favor sooner rather than later. He responds immediately. Danny's free tonight. Can you get her phone for an hour? I look up at the ceiling, listening to the shower run. Vanessa takes long showers. It's one of her few predictable habits. Working on it. 20 minutes later, Vanessa comes downstairs in yoga pants and one of my old Berkeley t-shirts. She looks young and vulnerable, nothing like the polished PR executive who was holding hands with her ex a few hours ago. I'm going to run to the store for wine, I tell her. The Thai place forgot to deliver the wine we ordered. She's already settling onto the couch with her phone. Okay, babe, get that Pinot Grigio I like. I grab my keys and drive around the corner, then park and walk back to the house. Through the living room window, I can see Vanessa on the couch, typing rapidly on her phone. She's smiling in a way that makes my chest ache. I use my key to enter through the back door, moving quietly through the kitchen. Her purse is still on the counter where she left it. Her phone is password protected, but I've seen her enter the code dozens of times. It used to be our anniversary date. I try it, and the screen unlocks. My heart sinks. She changed it back to our anniversary, which means either she's feeling guilty or she's gotten careless. I scroll through her recent messages. The conversation with Logan is right at the top. Logan. Lunch was amazing. I've missed you so much. Vanessa. I've missed you too. This is so complicated. Logan. It doesn't have to be. You know how I feel about you. Vanessa. I know. But the wedding is in 6 weeks. I can't just call it off. Logan. Why not? We both know you're not happy with him. Vanessa. It's not that simple. Ethan's a good guy, but he's not you. Logan. Then leave him. We can figure out the rest. Vanessa. I need more time to think. This affects more than just me. Logan. What about tomorrow night? My place? Vanessa. I'll try. I might have to work late again. The messages continue, but I've seen enough. I quickly scroll back further, looking for the beginning of their recent contact. 3 months ago. Right around the time Vanessa started having more work emergencies and client dinners. I take screenshots of the most damning messages and send them to my email, then delete the sent messages from her phone. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes. I slip back out through the kitchen and drive to the actual store, buying the wine she requested and a bottle of whiskey for myself. When I return, she's exactly where I left her, still glued to her phone. "Get everything you needed?" she asks without looking up. "Yeah, everything." We eat dinner in relative silence, her attention split between the TV and her phone. Every buzz and notification makes her smile in a way that used to be reserved for me. After dinner, I retreat to my home office and email the screenshots to Riley with a message. Evidence attached. Tomorrow night, she'll be at his place. Riley calls me within minutes. "Jesus, Ethan, I'm sorry, man." "Don't be sorry. Be helpful. I need to know exactly what I'm dealing with before I decide how to handle this." "What are you thinking?" I stare at the wedding invitation design still open on my laptop screen. "I'm thinking it's time to RSVP to this whole situation." "Meaning?" "Meaning if she wants status and drama, I'll give her more than she bargained for." Riley is quiet for a moment. "Just promise me you won't do anything that'll ruin your life. She's not worth going to prison over." "I'm not going to prison, Riley. I'm going to be smart about this." Famous last words. After we hang up, I sit in my office for a long time, staring at the screenshots. 3 years of my life, a house we picked out together, wedding deposits that are non-refundable, a future I thought we were building, all of it built on lies. I hear Vanessa getting ready for bed upstairs, running through her elaborate skincare routine. In a few hours, she'll be asleep next to me, probably dreaming about Logan, but I won't be sleeping, I'll be planning. Because if there's one thing I've learned as an architect, it's that before you can build something new, you have to demolish what's already there. And I'm very good at controlled demolitions. Nothing teaches you patience like watching your fiancée text her ex-boyfriend while sitting 3 feet away from you. It's like a masterclass in self-control, except the curriculum is designed by Satan. Wednesday morning, Vanessa is practically vibrating with nervous energy. She changes outfits 3 times, spends an extra 20 minutes on her makeup, and keeps checking her phone every 30 seconds. "Big day at work?" I ask over coffee. "Huge presentation for a new client," she lies smoothly. "Might run really late. Don't wait up." "I won't." She kisses me goodbye, and I taste the mint of her expensive lip gloss. The same lip gloss she wore yesterday to lunch with Logan. After she leaves, I call in sick to work and text Riley. "Operation status check is a go." He responds, "Danny's ready with the phone thing. Meet us at the marina in an hour." Riley's boat is docked at the far end of the marina, a 30-foot fishing vessel he bought with his first big construction contract. Danny is waiting on deck, and he looks exactly like what you'd expect from a college computer science major. Skinny, pale, with thick-rimmed glasses and nervous energy. "Uncle Riley says you need help with a cheating girlfriend situation," Danny says without preamble. "I want to be clear that I'm not comfortable with anything illegal." "Nothing illegal," I assure him. "I just need to clone her phone so I can see what she's really up to." Danny nods and pulls out a device that looks like a small tablet. This will create a mirror of her phone's data. Text messages, call logs, photos, everything. But I need physical access to her phone for about 10 minutes. That can be arranged. Riley spreads a map of the city across the boat's small table. Logan West lives in the Pinnacle condos downtown, 32nd floor, corner unit. Building has decent security, but nothing I can't handle. "You've done your homework." "I drove by this morning. Doorman, keycard access, security cameras in the lobby and elevators, but the parking garage has a blind spot near the service elevator." Danny looks between us nervously. "Are we talking about breaking into someone's apartment? Because that's definitely illegal." "We're talking about gathering information," I correct. "Riley, what's the plan?" "Simple reconnaissance. We get into the building, take a look around Logan's place, see what we can learn. In and out, no damage, nothing stolen." "And if we get caught?" Riley grins. "We don't get caught." We spend the next hour going over the details. Danny will handle the phone cloning when the opportunity arises. Riley will get us into Logan's building tonight while Vanessa is there. I'll be the lookout and photographer. "What's the end game here?" Danny asks. "Let's say you confirm she's cheating. Then what?" It's a good question. 6 months ago, I would have confronted her, demanded couples therapy, tried to save the relationship, but the screenshots from her phone killed something inside me. Not just love, trust. And without trust, everything else is just performance. Then I make sure she gets exactly what she deserves. Riley nods approvingly, but Danny still looks uncomfortable. Look, I tell him. She's planning to humiliate me in front of our entire social circle by taking another man's name when she marries me. She's been lying to me for months, maybe longer. She's spending money from our joint account on dates with her ex. At what point do I get to defend myself? Danny considers this. When you put it like that, okay. But we're not doing anything that could get us arrested, right? Right. We part ways with plans to meet at 8 p.m. I drive home and spend the afternoon working on wedding preparations, which feels surreal given the circumstances. I confirm the catering, review the seating chart, and call the florist about the centerpieces. Every vendor asks if I'm excited about the big day. I tell them I can't wait. At 5 p.m., Vanessa texts. Heading into my meeting now. We'll be late tonight. I know she's probably in her car, driving to Logan's condo. The thought of what they'll be doing in a few hours makes me physically sick, but it also hardens my resolve. I text back, good luck with the presentation. Love you. She responds with a heart emoji. A heart emoji. At 7:30, I drive downtown and park 2 blocks from the Pinnacle condos. Riley and Danny are waiting in Riley's truck. She's already inside, Riley reports. Saw her go up about 30 minutes ago. How do you know? He hands me a pair of binoculars and points up at the building. 32nd floor, corner unit, northwest side. I focus the binoculars on Logan's condo. The floor-to-ceiling windows are partially covered by blinds, but I can see movement inside. 2 figures in the living room area. Jesus, I mutter. It gets worse, Riley says. Danny, show him the phone data. Danny opens his laptop and pulls up what looks like a messaging interface. I was able to remotely access some of her cloud data using information from previous phone cloning attempts. These are her messages with Logan from the past week. He scrolls through the conversation thread. It's worse than I imagined. Logan. I can't stop thinking about last weekend. Vanessa. Me neither. I felt so guilty afterward, but also, I haven't felt that alive in months. Logan. You know you're settling with him, right? Vanessa. I know, but breaking up is complicated. The wedding, the house, our friends. Logan. Screw that. You're miserable. Vanessa. I'm not miserable. I'm just not happy. Logan. There's a difference? Vanessa. Ethan's safe. Predictable. He worships me. Logan. And I challenge you. I make you better. Vanessa. You make me crazy. Logan. Good crazy or bad crazy? Vanessa. Both. That's the problem. I hand the binoculars back to Riley. I've seen enough. Are you sure? Because it gets worse. How could it possibly get worse? Danny scrolls further. They've been planning this for weeks. She's not just cheating on you, she's using you. He shows me a message thread from 2 weeks ago. Vanessa. The wedding is paid for, and Ethan won't ask for the ring back if I'm the one who ends things. Logan. So end things? Vanessa. After the wedding, and I want the party, the photos, the whole experience. Then I'll tell him I made a mistake. Logan. That's cold, even for you. Vanessa. It's practical. Why waste $50,000 in deposits? The words hit me like a physical blow. She's planning to go through with the wedding, let me pay for everything, enjoy the party, and then leave me afterward. Ethan, Riley says quietly. You okay, man? I'm not okay. I'm the opposite of okay, but I'm also clearer than I've been in months. Change of plans, I tell them. We're not just gathering information anymore. What are you thinking? I look up at the glowing windows of Logan's condo, where my fiancée is probably getting undressed for another man. I'm thinking it's time to start building something new. But first, we need to tear down what's already there. Riley and Danny exchange glances. What do you need us to do? Riley asks. Everything. The thing about revenge is that it requires the same skills as architecture, careful planning, attention to detail, and the patience to build something that will last. I spend Thursday morning at the office, acting normal while my world falls apart. Sam notices I'm distracted, but he doesn't push. The Henderson project keeps me busy enough to maintain the illusion that everything is fine. Vanessa texts around noon. Last night was so stressful. Client was demanding, but I think we landed the account. Dinner tonight to celebrate? The casual cruelty of her lies is almost impressive. She's describing her night with Logan as a stressful client meeting, and now she wants to celebrate her infidelity over dinner with me. I text back, absolutely, wherever you want to go. She chooses Miramar, the most expensive restaurant in town. Of course she does. I meet Riley and Danny at the marina during my lunch break. Danny has been busy. I've got full access to her phone now, he reports. Messages, photos, call logs, location data, everything. I can even see what she's typing in real time. That seems invasive, I say. Riley snorts. She's planning to scam you out of $50,000 and humiliate you in front of everyone you know. I think invasive is off the table. He has a point. What's the plan? Danny asks. I've been thinking about this all morning. Vanessa wants to use me for a fancy wedding and then dump me afterward. She wants to keep Logan's name for status. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. We're going to give her exactly what she wants, I tell them. All of it. At the same time. Riley grins. I like the sound of that. The wedding is in 5 weeks. That gives us time to set everything up perfectly. I want her to have her dream wedding, her perfect party, her moment in the spotlight. And then? And then everyone gets to see who she really is. I outline my plan. It's complex, requires precise timing, and involves a level of public humiliation that makes me feel slightly sick. But every time I think about backing down, I remember her text about using me for the wedding expenses. This is going to require help from people who know them both, I tell Riley. Can you reach out to some of Logan's friends? The construction guys who worked on his condo renovation? Already on it. Turns out Logan's been bragging about stealing you from Vanessa. The guys think he's a piece of shit. Good. Danny, I need you to create some social media magic. Nothing illegal, just creative. Danny nods eagerly. I can work with that. We spend the next hour refining the details. By the time I leave for dinner with Vanessa, I feel like I'm playing a character in a movie. Everything looks the same on the surface, but underneath, the foundation is shifting. Miramar is packed with the usual crowd of wealthy locals and tourists. Vanessa has chosen a table by the window with a perfect view of the harbor. She looks stunning in a black dress I've never seen before, her hair styled in loose waves that catch the candlelight. You look beautiful, I tell her as I sit down. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Thank you. You clean up pretty well yourself. We order wine and make small talk about our days. She tells me more lies about her fictional client presentation. I tell her about the Henderson Project expansion. We're like actors performing a play where both of us have forgotten our lines. I've been thinking about the honeymoon, she says over appetizers. Maybe we should do something more adventurous than Hawaii. What did you have in mind? Europe, Paris, Rome, maybe the Greek islands. Something romantic and sophisticated. More expensive, she means. I wonder if she's planning to extend the charade through the honeymoon, or if she'll drop the bomb before we board the plane. That sounds amazing, I say. Whatever you want. Her phone buzzes with a text. She glances at it, and her cheeks flush slightly. Work? I ask. Just Chloe being dramatic about bridesmaid dress fittings. I know it's not Chloe. Danny is monitoring her phone in real time, and he texted me 5 minutes ago that Logan was asking about her dinner plans. Speaking of the wedding, I say, I finalized the invitations today. They look great with your hyphenated name. She brightens. Really? I was worried you were having second thoughts about that. Not at all. I want you to be happy. It's not technically a lie. I do want her to be happy. I just want her to be happy somewhere far away from me, preferably after a very public reckoning with her choices. Her phone buzzes again. This time she turns it face down without looking. Popular night, I comment. It's nothing, just work stuff. We finish dinner and drive home separately. She has to stop by the office to pick up some files. I know she's going to Logan's place, but I don't call her on it. At home, I pour myself a whiskey and sit in my office, staring at the wedding planning spreadsheet on my computer. $53,000 in deposits, another $20,000 in final payments due the week of the wedding. My phone pings with updates from Danny. Vanessa is at Logan's condo. They're discussing her dinner with me. Logan. How was dinner with the fiancé? Vanessa. Painful. He's so eager to please, it's almost pathetic. Logan. 5 more weeks. Vanessa. I know. I can do this. Logan. And then we can be together for real. Vanessa. I can't wait. I close the laptop and finish my whiskey. 5 more weeks of this performance. 5 more weeks of pretending I don't know what she's doing. But I can be patient. I've waited 3 years to marry her. I can wait 5 more weeks to destroy her. The next morning, I start making calls. First to the wedding photographer, then the videographer. I want to make sure every moment of our special day is captured in high-definition detail. Mr. Blake, the photographer says, I have to ask, are you planning something unusual for the ceremony? Some clients like to surprise their partners with special touches. You could say that, I tell him. I want to make sure my bride gets exactly what she deserves. 3 weeks before the wedding, everything starts falling apart in the most beautiful way possible. It begins with Chloe, Vanessa's maid of honor and professional gossip distributor. She calls me on a Friday afternoon while I'm reviewing blueprints at the office. "Ethan, we need to talk." Her voice has an edge I've never heard before. Chloe has always treated me like a friendly pet. Tolerated because Vanessa loves me, but not particularly valued for my own merits. "What's going on, Chloe?" "Not over the phone. Can you meet me at Starbucks on Lighthouse Avenue in an hour?" I find her at a corner table, clutching a venti latte like it's a life preserver. Her usually perfect makeup is smudged, and her blonde hair looks like she's been running her fingers through it. "I don't know how to say this," she begins. "Just say it." "I think Vanessa is cheating on you." I arrange my face into what I hope looks like shock. "What? That's crazy. Why would you think that?" "Because I saw her with Logan West at the Ocean View Hotel last Tuesday. They were in the bar, and Ethan, they were not having a casual drink." The Ocean View Hotel. Danny's tracking data showed she was there, but I didn't know Chloe had seen them. Maybe it was innocent, I say weakly. "They're old friends." Chloe laughs bitterly. "Friends don't make out in hotel bars, Ethan. Friends don't book rooms together." My stomach drops. "They got a room?" "Room 412. I followed them upstairs because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I waited in the hallway for 2 hours. They didn't come out." She pulls out her phone and shows me a photo. It's blurry and taken from a distance, but it clearly shows Vanessa and Logan entering a hotel room together. "Why are you telling me this?" I ask. "Because you're a good guy and you deserve better. Also because I'm sick of being complicit in her lies." "What do you mean?" Chloe takes a shaky sip of her latte. "She's been using me as her alibi for months. All those girls' nights and shopping trips she told you about, half of them never happened. She was with Logan." The betrayal cuts deeper than I expected. Not just Vanessa's lies, but the fact that my social circle has been helping her deceive me. "How long have you known?" I ask. I suspected something was off around Christmas. She started acting differently, taking phone calls in private, being secretive about her schedule, but I didn't have proof until last week. "And you're just telling me now?" Chloe's eyes fill with tears. "I didn't want to ruin your wedding. I kept hoping she'd come to her senses and end it with Logan, but it's getting worse, not better." "What do you mean worse?" "She's planning to leave you, Ethan. Not before the wedding, after. She wants the party, the presents, the whole experience. Then she's going to tell everyone that she realized she made a mistake." Even though I already know this, hearing it from Chloe makes it feel more real, more final. "I'm so sorry," she continues. "I should have told you sooner. I was trying to protect everyone, but I realize now that I was just protecting her." I reach across the table and squeeze her hand. "Thank you for telling me now." "What are you going to do?" It's a good question. The old Ethan would have confronted Vanessa immediately, demanded explanations, maybe thrown Logan's involvement in her face. But the old Ethan didn't know how calculating and cruel his fiancée could be. "I'm going to think about it," I tell Chloe. "Can I ask you not to say anything to Vanessa about this conversation?" "Of course. But Ethan, don't let her go through with the wedding if you know she's planning to leave you afterward. That's not fair to you or your families." After Chloe leaves, I sit in my car for 20 minutes, processing everything. Having my suspicions confirmed by a third party changes the dynamic. It's no longer just about what I know, it's about what other people know. I call Riley. "We need to accelerate the timeline," I tell him. "What happened?" I explain about Chloe's revelation. Riley listens without interrupting. "So now you have a witness," he says when I finish. "That changes things." "How so?" "Because when this all comes out, people are going to take sides. Having Chloe on your side from the beginning gives you credibility." "I don't want this to be about taking sides," Riley snorts. "Brother, this stopped being about what you want the moment she decided to humiliate you publicly. Now it's about damage control." He's right, but I don't like it. I never wanted to be the kind of person who plots elaborate revenge schemes. But I also never thought I'd be the kind of person who gets played for a fool by someone he loves. "What's the new timeline?" Riley asks. 2 weeks. I want everything ready 2 weeks before the wedding." That's cutting it close. "It has to be perfect, Riley. If we're going to do this, we only get one shot." That evening, Vanessa comes home late again, claiming she was at a work dinner. She's in a good mood, humming while she gets ready for bed. "How was your day?" she asks, settling next to me on the couch. "Interesting. I had coffee with Chloe this afternoon." Vanessa's body tenses slightly. "Oh? What did you two talk about?" "Wedding stuff, mostly. She's excited about the bachelorette party." "Right. The bachelorette party." Vanessa relaxes. She's been planning it for weeks. When is it again? Next Friday. We're going to San Francisco for the weekend. According to Danny's phone monitoring, there is no bachelorette party planned. Vanessa is going to San Francisco, but she's going with Logan, not her bridesmaids. That sounds fun, I say. I'll miss you. She kisses my cheek. I'll miss you too. The lies come so easily to her now that I wonder if she even remembers what the truth looks like. Later that night, while she's sleeping, I sit in my office and finalize the last details of my plan. Everything hinges on timing, coordination, and the assumption that Vanessa will continue being predictable in her deception. I send a group text to Riley and Danny. Operation RSVP is a go, T-minus 14 days. Riley responds immediately. Roger that. Danny takes longer. Are you sure about this? Once we start, there's no going back. I look through my office doorway toward the bedroom where my fiancée is sleeping peacefully after another night of lying to my face. I'm sure. Because the thing about controlled demolitions is that they require commitment. You can't change your mind halfway through the explosion, and I'm ready to blow up everything. The morning of Vanessa's fake bachelorette party. I wake up early and make her favorite breakfast. Avocado toast with poached eggs and fresh fruit arranged in a perfect Instagram-worthy display. You're so sweet, she says, taking photos of the plate before eating. I'm going to miss you this weekend. I'll miss you too. Have fun with the girls. She's packed 2 suitcases for a weekend trip, more clothes than she'd need for a girls' weekend, but exactly right for a romantic getaway with Logan. After she leaves, I call in sick to work and drive to Riley's house. He lives in a modest ranch home in the hills overlooking the bay, the kind of place where you can work on sensitive projects without nosy neighbors. Danny is already there, surrounded by laptops, tablets, and equipment I don't recognize. Status report, I say. Everything's ready, Riley reports. The venue is prepped, the vendors are briefed, and our friends are in position. Define our friends. Riley grins. Remember Jake Morrison from Logan's construction crew? Turns out Logan's been bragging to the guys about his conquest. Jake thinks Logan is a piece of shit who's ruining a good man's life. And Jake has access to Logan's condo building. He's been doing maintenance work there all week. Danny looks up from his computers. I've got full surveillance on both their phones. They're currently at the Fairmont in San Francisco, registered under Logan's name. He shows me photos from Vanessa's Instagram story. She's posted pictures of mimosas and shopping bags with captions about girls' weekend vibes and so blessed to have amazing friends. The comments are full of heart emojis and supportive messages from people who have no idea they're celebrating her infidelity. Phase 1 is ready to deploy, Danny continues. I just need your final approval. Phase 1 is elegant in its simplicity. Using the access I have to our joint social media accounts and wedding planning platforms, Danny has created what he calls a truth bomb with a timer. Do it, I tell him. He types rapidly on his keyboard. Truth bomb deployed. It'll go live in exactly 48 hours. Riley spreads blueprints across his kitchen table, not building plans, but detailed schematics of our wedding venue. The Ocean View Ballroom has excellent acoustics, he says. Sound carries perfectly from the stage to every corner of the room. The AV system is top-notch, and I've made friends with the tech crew. Meaning? Meaning when you're ready to show your wedding video, everyone will see it in crystal-clear high definition. The wedding video. That's phase 2, and it's the piece I'm most nervous about. Jake got the footage? I ask. Riley nods and hands me a USB drive. 12 hours of surveillance from Logan's condo. Danny edited it down to the highlights. I don't watch it. I can't. But I know what's on there. Clear evidence of Vanessa and Logan together, time-stamped and undeniable. The timing has to be perfect, I tell them. She needs to be fully committed in front of everyone before we reveal anything. Don't worry, Riley says. We've got this choreographed down to the minute. I spend the rest of the weekend in a strange state of calm. Vanessa texts me regularly from San Francisco, sharing photos of tourist attractions and restaurant meals. In every picture, she's careful to show only herself or generic city views. Nothing that would reveal Logan's presence. On Sunday evening, she calls while I'm making dinner. I miss you so much, she says, and she actually sounds sincere. I miss you too. How's the bachelorette party going? It's been amazing. Chloe planned the perfect weekend. We went wine tasting in Napa, had spa treatments, did some shopping. I feel so relaxed. Every word is a lie, but she delivers them with such conviction that I almost admire her skill. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, I tell her. Me too. I love you, Ethan. I love you too. And the terrible thing is, part of me still does. I love the woman I thought she was, the future I thought we were building together, but that woman never existed. Monday morning, Vanessa returns home glowing and refreshed from her weekend of betrayal. She's brought me a souvenir from San Francisco, a coffee mug with the Golden Gate Bridge on it. Thank you, I say, examining the mug. This is perfect. She kisses me and heads upstairs to unpack. While she's in the shower, I check her suitcase. Mixed in with her clothes, I find a hotel bathrobe with the Fairmont logo and a room service menu with 2 dinners circled. Sloppy. She's getting careless, which means she's getting confident. That afternoon, Danny texts me. Truth Bomb goes live in 6 hours. Are you ready? I'm at the office, pretending to work on the Henderson project while my entire life prepares to explode. Ready, I text back. At exactly 6 p.m., while Vanessa and I are having dinner at home, Danny's truth bomb detonates across social media. It starts with our wedding planning accounts, the Facebook event page for our wedding updates with new information. Groom regrets to inform guests that bride has been using wedding planning time for romantic getaways with ex-boyfriend Logan West. Wedding status currently under review. The Instagram account for our wedding hashtag posts a series of photos. Vanessa and Logan at the hotel bar 3 weeks ago, entering the hotel room together, leaving together the next morning. The captions are simple and factual. Bride's bachelorette party activities, San Francisco, this weekend. Vanessa's phone starts buzzing immediately. What the hell? She mutters, looking at her screen. Her face goes white. What's wrong? I ask innocently. She shows me her phone. The wedding Facebook page has 37 comments and counting. The Instagram posts are being shared and tagged by everyone we know. Someone hacked our accounts, she says frantically. This is fake. These photos are fake. Are they? She looks at me sharply. Of course they're fake. You know I was with the girls this weekend. Were you? The question hangs in the air between us. Vanessa's phone continues buzzing with calls and texts from friends, family members, and wedding guests. Ethan, she says carefully, you can't possibly believe this. I don't know what to believe anymore, Vanessa. You tell me, are these photos fake? She opens her mouth to lie again, but something in my expression stops her. For the first time in months, she's looking at me, really looking, and she's seeing something she doesn't recognize. I can explain, she says finally. I'm sure you can. You're very good at explanations. Her phone rings. It's her mother. Don't answer it, I tell her. I have to. She's probably freaking out. Let her freak out. We need to talk. Vanessa sets her phone aside, but it immediately starts ringing again. This time it's Chloe. Ethan, please. This is all being blown out of proportion. Is it? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you've been cheating on me for months with Logan West, lying about it constantly and planning to humiliate me at our own wedding. Her face crumples. How long have you known? Long enough. I never meant for it to happen. Logan and I have history, and when he came back to town, old feelings just resurfaced. So you decided to explore those feelings while planning a wedding with me? It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple, Vanessa. You made a choice. Multiple choices. Every time you lied to me. Every time you snuck around with him. Every time you came home and pretended everything was fine. Those were choices. She's crying now, but I feel nothing. The tears that might have moved me 6 months ago just look like another manipulation tactic. What do you want me to do? She asks. Call off the wedding? Disappoint everyone? Lose all our deposits? And there it is. Even now, caught red-handed, she's thinking about the money and the social embarrassment rather than the relationship she's destroyed. I want you to pack a bag and leave, I tell her, tonight. Ethan, please, we can work through this. Couples therapy, counseling, whatever you want. I want you to leave? Her phone rings again. This time it's Logan. Answer it, I tell her. What? Answer the phone, Vanessa. Tell Logan that your secret is out. She stares at me for a long moment, then accepts the call. Logan? Yes, I know about the photos. I don't know how... Yes, Ethan knows everything. I can hear Logan's voice through the phone, panicked and high-pitched. I can't talk right now, Vanessa says. I'll call you later. She hangs up and looks at me with something that might be respect for the first time in months. You planned this, she says. The social media posts, the photos, the timing. You orchestrated all of this. I gave you exactly what you wanted, Vanessa. Drama, status, and a public spectacle. The only difference is that this time, you're not controlling the narrative. She wipes her eyes and straightens her shoulders. Fine. You want me gone? I'll go. But this isn't over, Ethan. I'm not going to let you destroy my reputation over this. Your reputation destroyed itself. I just documented it. She goes upstairs to pack, and I sit in the kitchen listening to her phone ring continuously with calls from friends, family, and probably reporters. The story is already spreading beyond our immediate circle. 20 minutes later, she comes downstairs with 2 suitcases and her car keys. I'll come back for the rest of my things later, she says. I'll have everything boxed up and ready. She pauses at the door. I did love you, Ethan. That wasn't fake. Maybe not, but it wasn't enough. After she leaves, I pour myself a whiskey and call Riley. Phase 1 complete, I tell him. She's gone. How do you feel? Empty, relieved, angry, all of the above. And phase 2? I look at the wedding invitation still stuck to our refrigerator. The wedding is in 12 days. Everyone's going to expect an explanation. Are you going to give them one? I think about Vanessa's final words, about her concern for her reputation rather than our relationship. I'm going to give them exactly what they deserve. Because the thing about controlled demolitions is that the real show isn't the planning or the setup. It's the moment when everything comes crashing down in front of an audience. And I'm just getting started. The morning of what should have been my wedding day, I wake up in my empty house and feel something I haven't experienced in months. Peace. It's been 12 days since Vanessa moved out. 12 days of constant phone calls, text messages, and social media drama. Half our friends have taken her side, claiming I humiliated her publicly and should have handled things privately. The other half thinks she got what she deserved. I don't particularly care what anyone thinks anymore. Riley arrives at 8 a.m. with coffee and donuts from our favorite bakery. Big day, he says, settling at my kitchen counter. The biggest. Any second thoughts? I consider the question seriously. What I'm about to do will burn bridges, end friendships, and probably make me the villain in some people's stories. But it will also ensure that the truth comes out completely, with no room for Vanessa to rewrite history. None. Danny shows up an hour later with his equipment. He's been working around the clock to prepare what he calls the ultimate wedding presentation. Everything's ready, he reports. The venue's AV system is prepped, the footage is edited and uploaded, and I have remote access to all the screens in the ballroom. And the guests? 87 confirmed attendees as of this morning. Most people are coming out of curiosity at this point. That's the thing about public drama. People can't resist watching it unfold, even when they claim to disapprove. My phone buzzes with a text from Vanessa. Please don't do this. We can still fix things. She's been staying at Logan's condo since she left, but according to Danny's surveillance, they've been fighting constantly. Apparently having their affair exposed publicly has taken some of the romance out of it. I don't respond to her text. We're past the point of conversation. At noon, I put on my wedding tuxedo. It's a custom piece from a tailor in San Francisco, perfectly fitted and elegantly simple. I look good, which is important for what's coming. Riley drives me to the Ocean View Ballroom, the venue Vanessa and I chose 18 months ago for its stunning views of the Pacific, and its reputation as the most prestigious wedding location in the area. The parking lot is full. Whatever people think about the circumstances, they've shown up. Inside, the ballroom looks exactly as Vanessa planned it. White roses and eucalyptus everywhere, elegant lighting, round tables with gold chargers and crystal glasses. The only thing missing is the bride. I take my position at the altar, flanked by Riley as my best man and Sam as a groomsman. The wedding party looks a little sparse without Vanessa's bridesmaids, most of whom declined to participate after the social media revelations. The exception is Chloe, who surprised everyone by showing up in her bridesmaid dress and taking her place at the altar. "I'm here for you," she whispered when she arrived. "Someone needs to witness this." At 2 p.m., the processional music begins, but instead of bridesmaids and a bride, the doors at the back of the ballroom open to reveal Vanessa and Logan together. A murmur runs through the crowd. This wasn't part of anyone's expectations. Vanessa is wearing her wedding dress, a stunning designer gown that costs more than most people's cars. Logan is in a black tuxedo, looking uncomfortable but defiant. They walk down the aisle together, and I have to admire the audacity of it. She's decided to own her choices publicly rather than hide from them. When they reach the altar, Vanessa looks at me with a mixture of sadness and determination. "I'm sorry it came to this," she says, loud enough for the front rows to hear. "Are you?" "I never wanted to hurt you, Ethan, but I can't marry you when I'm in love with someone else." The crowd is completely silent, hanging on every word. "That's very honest of you, Vanessa. Finally." Logan steps forward. "Look, man, I know this is awkward, but actually," I interrupt, "this is perfect. I was hoping you'd both be here." I signal to Danny, who's positioned at the back of the ballroom with his equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, I announce, turning to address our guests. Thank you all for coming today. I know this isn't the wedding you were expecting, but I promise it will be memorable. The large screens positioned around the ballroom flicker to life. Since we're all here, and since Vanessa has decided to be honest about her feelings, I thought you might be interested in seeing just how honest she's been. The first image appears on the screens, a text message conversation between Vanessa and Logan, blown up large enough for everyone in the room to read clearly. Vanessa: the wedding is paid for, and Ethan won't ask for the ring back if I'm the one who ends things. Logan: so end things. Vanessa: after the wedding. I want the party, the photos, the whole experience. Then I'll tell him I made a mistake. The crowd gasps. Several people pull out their phones to take pictures of the screens. Wait, Vanessa says, her face pale. That's taken out of context. Is it? I ask. Let's see. The next slide shows more messages. These ones from 3 months ago. Logan: you know you're settling with him, right? Vanessa: I know, but breaking up is complicated. The wedding, the house, our friends. Logan: screw the wedding. Screw the house. You're miserable. Vanessa: Ethan's safe. Predictable. He worships me. Logan: and I challenge you. I make you better. Vanessa: you make me crazy. Stop this, Vanessa demands, but her voice lacks conviction. We're just getting started, I tell her. The screens switch to video footage. Crystal clear surveillance video from Logan's condo, showing Vanessa arriving for their secret meetings, staying for hours, leaving the next morning. The timestamps show these visits occurring on nights when she told me she was working late or having girls' nights out. Jesus Christ, someone in the crowd mutters. But the piece de resistance is the final video, footage from last weekend's bachelorette party in San Francisco. Danny somehow obtained security camera footage from the Fairmont Hotel, showing Vanessa and Logan checking in together, kissing in the elevator, ordering room service for 2. This is illegal, Logan says desperately. You can't just spy on people and... Actually, I can, I interrupt. Vanessa gave me access to her phone and social media accounts for wedding planning purposes. Everything you're seeing came from information she willingly shared with me. It's not entirely true, but it's close enough to keep me out of legal trouble. The crowd is buzzing now, people whispering to each other, some laughing, others looking shocked or disgusted. The point is, I continue, addressing the room, you all came here expecting to see a wedding, and in a way, you are. You're seeing the marriage of 2 people who truly deserve each other. I turn to Vanessa and Logan. You wanted status, Vanessa. You wanted drama and attention and a perfect Instagram moment. Well, congratulations. This will definitely go viral. Vanessa's composure finally cracks. You bastard. You vindictive, petty bastard. Maybe, but I'm not a liar, and I'm not a cheat. Logan grabs Vanessa's arm. Come on, let's get out of here. Leaving so soon? I call after them. But we haven't gotten to the best part yet. The screens change one final time, showing a montage Danny created of all Vanessa's social media posts over the past 6 months. Her Instagram stories about girls' nights and work dinners, contrasted with surveillance footage showing her with Logan on those same nights. Her Facebook posts about wedding planning and how excited she is to marry me, contrasted with her text messages to Logan about using me for the wedding expenses. It's devastating and thorough and completely factual. Vanessa turns back to face me, tears streaming down her face, but her eyes blazing with fury. I hope you're happy, she says. I hope this was worth destroying everything. I didn't destroy anything, Vanessa. I just showed everyone what you already destroyed. She and Logan push through the crowd toward the exit, but they have to run a gauntlet of guests who are now openly staring and whispering. After they leave, I turn back to the remaining guests. Well, I say, this has been fun. The bar is open, the food is paid for, and the band is here for another 3 hours. Anyone who wants to stay and celebrate honesty and truth is welcome to do so. To my surprise, about half the guests remain. The bar does indeed open, the catering staff serves an excellent dinner, and the band plays music for people who want to dance. Riley finds me at the bar an hour later. How do you feel? He asks, like I just got out of prison. Any regrets? I think about it seriously. What I did was public, brutal, and probably over the top. But it was also completely honest. None. Chloe appears at my other side, still in her bridesmaid dress. That was the most savage thing I've ever seen, she says, and she absolutely deserved it. Thank you for staying. Are you kidding? I wouldn't have missed this for anything. As the evening winds down, people come up to me one by one. Some apologize for initially taking Vanessa's side. Others congratulate me on my performance. A few ask if I'm okay. I am okay. For the first time in months, I'm completely okay. At midnight, after the last guest has left and the venue staff has finished cleaning up, I stand alone in the empty ballroom. The screens are dark, the flowers are being packed away, and the evidence of my public revenge is being dismantled. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Well played. Logan. I delete it without responding. Another text comes in, this one from Vanessa. I'll never forgive you for this. I delete that one too. Because the thing about controlled demolitions is that once the dust settles, you don't rebuild on the same foundation. You clear the debris, level the ground, and start completely fresh. And tomorrow, for the first time in 3 years, I get to start building something new, something honest, something real, something mine.